with your property masters here in 5 minutes of free time. Today, I want to tell you why you need a property manager. There are multiple situations that occur. There are multiple situations that occur where it's just more than you want to deal with and more than you want to handle, and it needs to be in the hands of a professional. We had a couple situations lately that demonstrate actually why you need a property manager. I mean, being a landlord's easy, right? Buy a property, put a tenant in it, and just watch the money flow in, right? Oh, if it were only simple. And every now and then, it is. And most of our properties are that way. But, you know, that's because we do a lot of vetting. That's the popular word of the month, isn't it? We do a lot of vetting of our potential tenants to make sure that we set ourselves up in the best possible situation for success. So, what do you do when things go wrong? Well, what goes wrong most of the time? Most often the tenant doesn't pay their rent. That's most often the problem. They are habitually late. They won't vacate. Maybe they won't vacate the property at the end of the lease. Maybe they trashed the property. We were at one the other day where they just destroyed the property and no security deposit would even come close to making up for the damage that they did. They break things. They don't tell you about it. They let problems fester that you would never allow to fester if you were the property owner. Of course, that just makes things worse. And you have to make a claim on their security deposit. There's specific rules for doing that, or any number of situations that potentially could arise that I can't think of right now, or we haven't seen yet, but we have the ability to deal with. So in the last couple months, we've been contacted by a couple landlords who had tenants that didn't pay rent. One that trashed the place, and one tenant.
Mr. McBee?
Thank you.
Yes.
How are you?
Another day in the sun.
Yep. There's our mailman. And one tenant that wouldn't get out. So, what effect does this have on you, the landlord? I don't want to get into the details of how you actually do it. I want to tell you how and why you need a property manager rather than dealing with it yourself. Ultimately, you make less money, and that's the bottom line. It's always about the bottom line, right? You make less money, you put less money in your pocket doing it yourself. How so? Well, you don't have to pay us. Well, let's take a scenario where you have a tenant doesn't pay rent for 2 months, and you have to evict them. Let's say in this scenario that they're paying $2,000 a month in rent. So, you're initially out $4,000 in paid rent, no doubt about it. That's from the get-go. Then you have to pay for the eviction. So you're going to have to hire an attorney. I mean, that's at least $1,000 to an attorney to evict the people. And then you're another month behind by the time the eviction happens and everything. So all of a sudden, you're out at least, if not over, $7,000. Most likely, tenant who doesn't pay causes damages to the property, breaks things, etc. So let's just throw in another $1,000 for repairs. All of a sudden, just like that, you're out $8,000 just for one bad tenant. Everything's going great, you have one bad tenant. And it happens, unfortunately. So, what if you had a property manager in that scenario? What are they going to do for you? Well, first of all, we're going to run a thorough background check on every tenant. On every application, we're going to assure they're not habitual criminals. We're going to make sure they have no crime of moral turpitude, which is one of my favorite things for basically things like crimes against society, like that. So we're going to make sure that they're not crooks or criminals, and we're really looking for fraudulent things. You know, if they had a DUI a DUI 10 years ago, not too concerned about that necessarily. Then, the second thing we're going to do, we're going to run a thorough credit check on every application to assure they have good credit, or at least understand why they have bad credit. There's some good excuses for having bad credit. Maybe they just had a short sale or foreclosure, but they have plenty of money coming in and they can prove their income. Next, we are going to verify their income. They're going to provide us pay stubs. They're going to provide us tax returns. Somehow they're going to verify their income. Not only are they going to verify their income, they're going to also give us their employer's contact info, and we are going to verify that they are at least employed today. There's no guarantee for tomorrow, of course, but they're at least employed for today. And finally, one of the most important things we do, we're going to run a nationwide eviction report to assure you that they have never been evicted. It's our experience that if you've been evicted once, you'll do it again. You're playing the system. So, how much does that cost you, all of that service? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. They pay for all the background check and the referrals and all that. So they pay for that service. We provide it as part of providing property management. So does all this eliminate your risk completely? Well, of course not. But it does give you a strong position to start from. Additionally, we're not attorneys, but we will file the eviction papers if need be. But usually what we do is act as an intermediary in a highly charged emotional situation to resolve the situation. The tenant and landlord work directly together in a situation can escalate very quickly. So we're non-biased, unemotional third party. So back to your scenario where you just lost $8,000 on a $2,000 rent property that you're making money at living. Our total cost of property management on that property for an entire year would have been $4,400. You would have saved $3,600 in direct costs and not have had the headache of any eviction. And you don't even pay that up front. That just gets deducted from the rent. So you don't even know that it happened. So instead of $2,000 rent, you're collecting $1,800 rent. And for peace of mind and security. Over the long haul, you're much better off having a professional manage your properties. We're a third party, emotionally detached, a voice of reason, and can typically resolve all issues before they escalate. Have a property need managed? We are happy to do it for you. Call or text us today at 386-866-1007. Have a great week.